Guys, let's talk really quickly about this next one. This is gathering key financial documents. This is more of a procedural aspect for me. But look, this is really important because how many times do we have people who might, in their mind or their heart, they are just so gung-ho to buy a house, get qualified, and they don't have their stuff ready.
And they give you your documents like 3 months later, but they're asking for the approval every day.
Or they don't know. Or they, oh, shoot, I don't know where it is or whatever. So listen, I know we beat everyone over the head with this. Like, be proactive by being organized, know where your documents are, and have them at your fingertips. It's very easy to do if you will just stop long enough to focus and put yourself in good order. That's going to give you the best chance of getting qualified.
So I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I'm not the best at being the most organized and, keeping everything in, the same place. But if you ask me, I know where it's at. So what I would suggest is that if you're in the process of buying a house, you're not the most organized, you're not the most, best at keeping track of things, you always have your phone on you. Find a document, add all these documents that you can access through your phone and put them in a folder on your phone, because the phone is the one thing that everybody carries everywhere and is on them at all times. So we nowadays have social media on our phones, emails, able to log into our able to pay, basically able to do everything through our phone. So if you have a phone, there shouldn't be really an excuse besides the lack of you actually wanting to take the action to go and store those documents and actually pick them up, organize them. It takes 10 minutes, maybe 20 if you're unorganized like me, but just get it done.
Yeah. Now, one of the things, if you're a W-2 wage earner and you don't own a home, the list is very simple. It's going to be a pay stub, last 2 years of W-2s, copy of your ID. A lot of times now Social Security's been being requested just because Social Security wants to identify that you are the one that's doing it. Bank account statement, and we've been asking for even retirement. The reason for we ask for the retirement, because then it looks like reserves. It looks like you're, the higher you have reserves, not that we're going to use that income for down payment or anything. It just makes you look a lot better on paper.
And what about tax returns, guys? Like, what's the rule of thumb for that?
So the rule of thumb with tax returns, anytime you're self-employed, or you're W-2'd, but you own several properties, you have what's called a Schedule E, and there you put all the information where you deduct the mortgage insurance, the property tax, et cetera, and that's what we'll need them for. For instance, the person that I spoke about earlier that's in Italy, in Naples, he owns a property already in Washington, and he's been claiming rent since 2016. So therefore, I'm going to request the tax returns, because what I don't want to do is when we request what's called a 4506 transcript, that information can come up and now we didn't disclose properly, and we just don't want to do that. Or when we run credit, we get to see another mortgage in there, and now we have to identify, well, who's renting this property, who's in it, and now we have to really be able to figure out who's paying for that. And so the taxes will tell us that information.
I'm glad you brought up the 4506T, because some people don't know what that is. So it's basically a form that you send to the IRS, or the IRS sends back to you. It's a tax transcript, and the underwriter is looking to make sure that matches the tax returns that you've supplied us in the process of your approval. They need to make sure that matches. There are times when it does not match, and there's an error on the IRS side, or there was an error that was mistakenly made on the tax side and you need to do an amendment or things like that. But again, this is why we say be prepared, be proactive, get organized. If this comes up and you're already in escrow or you're in the process of getting approved, this is going to be something that delays your process and possibly threatens the deal closing, simply because we just didn't operate in an orderly fashion.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Brian, any thoughts about gathering other documents? The phone was a great suggestion, by the way.